Bro, Gatlu on Talonflame. Oh, that gets me hype. Either on the side of Avalanche, we've got Nax on Suicune, Quento, Snorlax, Kuraki on the Buzzwole. We lost their names there. Let me get streamer so I can quickly do so. As we kick off into this one, it's going to be Oni on Mimikyu and Joxo on the Delphox yet again.
Talonflame going into lane, Rowlet going into that central path there, Mimikyu taking that central path because they're like, this is mine, everybody get out, this is mine. Nobody else gets it. But Delphox with the Snorlax invade! Yeah, Tano, I'm here for it!
Ah, this is going to be brutal for this poor little Rowlet. Whilst it can do a decent amount of damage, it's very hard to get away from a Snorlax sprinting at you with an X speed or anything like that. Narami is going to respond instantly to try and come and provide some assistance, but recognizes Buzzwole's got the stacks. Gatlu here trying to be a bit of a nuisance that Avalanche has pulled in the Suicune as well.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look to try to do wherever you can. If you see an invade, what's the best way to counter it? Do an invade yourself. I mean, tit for tat, as they say. I mean, you got to do something right there. But Psyduck holding the line there until Gatlu's able to come up to the top there. That's exactly what you want.
Yeah, I mean, they've stopped Buzzwole from getting the stacks. 21 points for Komai here. That is absolutely huge for that squad. So despite the invade coming in from Snorlax, they have been able to get their Dartrix online. They have been able to stop any scoring going through. It's all about whether they can now stop the level 5 onto Karake, and that was a brilliant serve from Narami.
Yeah, great serves, great overall just disruption. They're trying to stall for time to give that Komai Esports the advantage they need in that other lane. They have Dartrix going back to the central path there. They got to become Decidueye as quickly as possible there. But look at Gatlu as well. We're like, hey, listen, both of us are going into the central lanes. I can't just be a laner, I'm Talonflame.
Yeah, and I love that. If you can get your Decidueye and Talonflame online when you hit before those objectives, it's massive for you. They've just got to survive these early first 2 minutes, and then they can get themselves well into that game. And that's what they're looking to do. As Gatlu comes in here, going up against Oni. There's the acrobatics, has to get out of there as Narami gets manhandled by Karake on the Buzzwole. And unfortunately, that Spirit Shackle does not land onto Oni.
No, but that does mean we have Decidueye online, and means Hyde is once again denied that Razor Decidueye. But once more, it's probably the smarter choice coming in there. But Gatlu's already stalling for time. They're trying to go in the back there. They're luring away this Suicune. They're like, this is what I needed. I can get out. We can do it. Go, Gatlu, go! Oh my gosh, you might actually make it.
Oh, I was on the edge of my seat, bro. But the comms to pull in Joxo on the decision on the Delphox to find the KO. And that was a brilliant effort from Gatlu, but cut short, unfortunately. Looking at the points, though, buddy, still an extremely close game as we're about to hit the 7-minute mark. And they do just about get Talonflame online. They need a little bit more to hit that level 7.
Yeah, Reggie Drago playing to the side of Komai Esports there. That buff sitting on that Decidueye. Score speed increase, so no damage or anything like that. That's going to be able to be used into this objective here. Reg is stealing the bottom, which means Regilecki's taking the rightful place at the top.
All right, Registeel will reset. Oni's going to start with dropping some damage. Gek is looking for that zoning right now. Manages to find them in the wall just for a Spirit Shackle to connect. They find the KO onto Oni, and now Avalanche has lost so much of their pressure down in that bottom lane. Registeel will be picked up by Komai Esports, and they look like they're going to instantly rotate for that top objective as well.
Yeah, a nice, healthy attack and special attack buff for the side of Komai Esports. You get that puppy for 90 seconds there. 90 seconds there, but look at this. Avalanche is not going to allow them to get it. They want these KOs because we want to remove these buffs. These KOs are coming in there. We have Gatlu going for the fly there, but the rest of Avalanche is collapsing to take them down.
Bro, the way Gatlu is breaking ankles on this Talonflame is crazy. They are constantly under pressure from crowd control. Oni is landing those shadow sneaks perfectly on them, but they just can't go in with it because they don't have the support of their team at that moment. Buzzwole may have been caught out here as they try to get free. The eject button is used, but they walk straight into a wall. Rubble Rousey here from Gekakami as they tried to hold Avalanche back off this pad. Unfortunately, Komai doesn't have the pressure they need to find the KOs.
No, they're coming in there. They're coming in strong there, but Avalanche is keeping that defense going hard. Now look at this, though. They find the KO on Gatlu there. They're able to take it down to the bottom lane. That's huge because that's going to be points going in for the side of Avalanche. Regilecki's going to be able to help find the KO on the Buzzwall. Their Psyduck Crustle taking them down as the fanciful fireworks gets blown on top.
Yeah, that's brilliant there. What that does is it stops there's much healing coming through, and that means that you can't attack it. But unfortunately, it just waits for it to expire on the side of Komai Esports, and then they lock in the objective anyway. They do have the bottom one coming on up, but they want to hold strong up here and see if they can push that T1 pad. Unfortunately, not enough for it, as Suicune is around. So instead, they want to go stop Oni from farming their central area. It takes 3 Pokemon, but they find the KO.
Yeah, very quick work being able to make done there, but that just goes to the threat that Oni presents as that Mimikyu. They're not sparing any bodies to not take that down. That's a juicy objective for them. That's a juicy bit of experience there, but now they're looking on the Snorlax. Their block comes out there at the Fanciful Fireworks comes in down right on top of the Decidueye, takes it down as the Secure Gun. Poke is now taking a back seat there, but Mewtwo able to get to the back line. Snorlax gone, Delphox gone. Now we're looking at that Mimikyu. Mimikyu gone with a play with me in the pocket.
Bro, this is crazy. It's a Desu on the Mewtwo X. A Desu who played last season as a ranged attacker for Nouns is here on that and really bringing the damage. I'm so gutted they're going to be nerfing that Pokemon because it's been so exciting to see it in these games, buddy. And Joxo was trying to escape with the flame charge, but we just see a Desu dive on through and find the KO. And now Avalanche is backed up into their central area. We only have Oni showing face down for that bottom objective, but recognizes their team isn't there. They're not going to be able to take it, so now they have to retreat.
Avalanche is falling a little behind on levels. They got to start working on getting everybody leveled up. Got to get that Mimikyu 13, Delphox 13, Buzzwole would love 13 as well there, but meanwhile on the side of Komai there, we've already got triple 12s and already working really hard to that 13. But Delphox really close behind them. Regilecki about to spawn here in the top again. Meanwhile, Regidrago's hitting the field, and Komai says that's going to be ours.
That's going to be a lot of experience that they can take globally right now. Avalanche is going for the rip on the Regilecki. You've got to take some objectives, can't give them all. And of course, Fanciful Fireworks has a ridiculously low cooldown on it. They will have that back for the fight at Kyogre, as we do find that secure on Regidrago by Gatlu. Now they're going to come in and find Quento. They are actually going to allow the Lecky to go in. That does risk an overcap, but right now they've pushed Avalanche so far back, it's not a concern.
Yeah, they're going in hard, they're going in strong, and they're going to be able to take this down. They're the 214 to 100 there. We have seen similar scores yesterday coming out there in the UCS there, in the Engage stream yesterday. So teams in this position are not uncommon to come back from behind in this situation with 10 seconds to go with a Kyogre.
Oh, here we go, buddy. Of course, 114 points between these two squads here. Both of them are looking for their first wins in this league. Taking this game will give them match point. A little bit of patience here from both sides, although Avalanche are not even in the central area pit for that Kyogre fight. They've got this Decidueye on it on the side of Komai Esports. They've got vision on where Avalanche currently is. Do they just go for the rip here? No, instead, they're going to come down to this bottom lane and see if they can corral them into a corner. Oni is getting the damage dropped onto them. Narami holding their attention. Avalanche has retreated back to its T2 pad.
They're going in strong. They want to get this done, but they're doing a great job being able to zone out. Komai Esports there. No, recognizing they don't need the Kyogre play there, but Buzzwole sitting in a bush trying to look for position there. I'm not quite sure what they're doing up there myself there. It looks like they're trying to be like, all right, let's push this in. I'm going to come down. We're going to swing in for a flank there, but Avalanche is struggling there because Buzzwole just got scouted out. There goes the Infinite Cybird, and 3 members of Komai are already on them.
Oh, full power Sai by Narami here, trying to keep themselves in the fight and protect Gatlu. That fly is going to land, but it's going to be the endless ice spikes that connect. Fanciful Fireworks is in place, but it's not there long enough as Gatlu cuts through with a flame sweep. It's a double KO for the Talons of the Flame as they go and score a hundo burger in the T2 goal. And with this knock coming through, Avalanche are about to be aced, and Komai Esports will take game 1.
Yeah, Snorlax coming in with that power nap. They were looking for any sort of secure onto this. They're trying to out-secure a Decidueye with a Snorlax there and a Talonflame. They're going in strong. They're trying for it. Hey, listen, it did give us a little suspense there. I don't know what was, but Kyogre goes down. Decidueye secures 314 to 100. 10 seconds on the clock, and you're just right now, Tono. Komai Esports taking game number 1.
Yeah, that just felt like Avalanche weren't as synced up as we usually see from them. Buzzwole was sat up in that top lane for a little while on themselves. Avalanche were backed up all the way to their T2 pad for the entirety of that Kyogre battle. They were not ready at that 2-minute mark to get into that central area pit, as they were desperate, looking for more experience. And in fact, with only 5 KOs for themselves across the board, that was not an easy game for them. Literally the same comp coming out from Komai Esports. You got Gekakami on the Slowbro and Narami on the Umbreon, but Talonflame, Mewtwo, and Decidueye the same.
Yeah, we're bringing back the Leafeon as well in the hands of Oni. That is, in fact, a really strong Pokemon. We got that Crustle action going on. Buzzwole making the reappearance there, but we're dropping Snorlax there. And I believe, I can't remember what they were bringing in. I think it was the Crustle replacing the Snorlax there. But Gossifleur is the potential invade target there for Komai, but it doesn't look like they're trying that tactic again.
I will say, I do like the move onto Espeon from Delphox. I think Delphox is very good, but struggles in the comp that Komai was bringing to them. Gatlu was very good at locking them down. So having an Espeon will make the difference with stored power, but you're leaving this top lane exposed for stacks to come through from Buzzwole out of the get-go. It's a risky move by Komai.
Yeah, but we're going to be you have to take risks in order to try to get those greater rewards. This is a team that game, because the moment you do, they are going to take advantage of it. They're going to find pressure points, they're going to break them, and just like that, the Buzzwole is able to out-secure the Umbreon.
Oh, that is tough, buddy. They grab all that central area as well on the side of Avalanche, so they now have both of their evolutions online, whilst we're still looking for Quento to hit Crustle down in the bottom lane. This gives advantage over on the side to Avalanche, as now they're here. They have their defender. They've got 2 evolutions and not a Mega yet on the side of Komai.
Yeah, Avalanche there is doing some pretty good work, being able to zone them out, shut them down early there, keep that early game against Komai there. Dartrix has not been able to find an advantage inside the lane, still sitting at level 5, getting now pressured by Oni on the Leafeon here, as in the top lane, we got dancing and prancing going on between the two teams.
Rago, come on in. It's going to be Oni that finds the KO. This is what Avalanche needed, though. They have to have great early game pressure, and you don't get any better than having a Leafeon for exactly that. They've got some good stacks in. Buzzwole managing to hit the level 5 a lot earlier in this one, managing to find those stacks early enough as well. But a good effort from Narami here to pull the attention of Avalanche to their central area.
Yeah, absolutely. Their Buzzwole's going in for a quick little farming there. They got a farming simulator going on top there. But down in the bottom lane here, Komai Esports is pressuring 5-man army onto the T1 pad. Decidueye is here as the Leafeon takes down Gatlu.
Oh, that's going to be huge, not having Talonflame in that fight, but instead they go and rotate onto the Regidrago. Does pull the attention of Umbreon here. The Crustle holds strong as Toast is looking to see if they can connect instead. They're going to go for the farm, and it seems like they're both being quite wary of each other.
This is a different Avalanche from game number 1, and I'm loving it. The first Unite move in the game goes to Oni there. That is going to be crucial to shutting down this Decidueye, which you need to do. Oni's now going to be looking for, as our first lane objectives hit the field.
Yeah, they do seem to be showing more attention to the bottom lane here on both teams, although Komai are still going to see if they can take this top Reggie steal. That will be massive for them. Right now, though, Oni continues to take the central area away from Komai, so Avalanche have made an active decision to try and take the farm away from Komai in this game. Buzzwole tries to handle Narami. If they get one grab onto them here, they could take the Reggie steal, but the fly is going to work a little bit too late on it, and it is going to be taken by Komai Esports.
Yeah, Komai Esports able to get that. That is a crucial objective to deny the side of Avalanche. They've already been getting so much momentum. You need to figure out where it is to stop them from where they are. Regilecki's going to help as another 20 cap comes in for Crustal, further extending their point lead there by 50 points. But we are going to be clapping back as soon as that Reggie hits the pad. 23 points in for the side of Komai, plus 3 more scores from the side of Decidueye and Slowbro.
Getting set up in this aggressive side for Avalanche as well, trying to see if they can score in the T2 of Komai Esports. They have managed to cut the score down of Komai, 118 to 116 now, 2 points between them, but more goes in. A 40 dunk from Gatlu is going to be enough for them to be able to keep up with that score lead right now. We're just in the mid-game. The levels are looking pretty even, although Gatlu still, as last game, proving themselves to be the catapult for their team. We are trying the same with Oni. Jotro, he's gonna get caught out by Gatlu.
Yeah, that's always rough. That Talonflame flag, you're like, it's gonna go down any second, it's gonna go down any second. It's just that last moment that you don't want it to hit you, that it absolutely does. Great fly to dodge the MO two-step from Oni there. Be able to grab the blue buff, the KO on Gatlu, hunted down by Decidueye, looking for it from the Mewtwo X there. Knows their fate is sealed, tries to go for the cheeky cap.
Alright, so now Komai Esports have the lead at the moment. Objective about to spawn in that top side. They still want to take the farm away from Avalanche in the bottom as well. This is a much better game from Avalanche though compared to the first game. They do have some control on this map. They are keeping up level-wise, but they are just on the edge of losing that fight right now. Komai Esports level 11s on their board. They've got 3 of those. Only the 1 on Avalanche, and it's on the side of the Leafeon. Crustal's not going to get anything out of that. More experience for Komai to gobble up.
Yeah, Komai is now starting to lead this game, 216 to 138. Look at those levels. They got triple 11s. Meanwhile, Oni's the only one that's managed to hit that threshold. They're about to have a Regis steal in the pocket there, securing that. There will be one more in the top there, but it won't be coming in until about 205, so it's not really a feasible objective to get right before, but Komai does have that rip and flip combo there, so you never know. Coming down to the bottom, though, that Moonlight Branch is coming out, Dono.
Oh, and they're going to use the Buzzwall to take the KO, the Ultra Small Slam in response. It was the last moment, realistically, to use those Unite moves, so that's completely understandable, and it does give you a Regilecki for your effort, but Oni gets caught. That's a KO for Komai with more experience, the highest level on the side of Avalanche, and still, despite how this game is going, it's Komai Esports that has the point lead, has the level lead. They are now in the driving seat of winning this set.
Yeah, 273 to 158. 1 minute until the Kyogre spawns in. Reggie Drago playing for the side of Komai Esports. That buff going to the Mewtwo. Denied experience for the side of Avalanche, which they absolutely need. They got to find a way to pivot back into this game, Tano.
Yeah, that they do. And they are trying to find it by getting KOs in these fights, but they don't have the entirety of their team here. That's the difficulty because they're trying to still score. They're trying to defend as well. Komai Esports are managing to stretch Avalanche really thin on different fronts of this map right now. Oni does pick up the Citrus Berry, but Adesu looks like they want to hunt them down. There's nothing you can do. Look at the way Komai is swarming around them as soon as they're spotted. And again, Komai get more experience off the highest level of Avalanche.
Yeah, but they're able to find a KO on Oni there for Komai. That's not going to be good for Avalanche at all. 19 seconds until they spawn in, but Avalanche is doing some good work. Until Oni comes in, they're looking to take a strong position, but the Buzzwole gets picked.
Oh, that is not what you want to see. Buzzwole goes down 10 seconds from Kyogre. They do use the Psychic Solaire to buy some space for Avalanche, but it's not enough. It's a triple KO coming through before the objective spawns. Quento falls. They're about to clean up the entirety of Avalanche as Oni gets so weak here, and instead they go for the rip on the Kyogre. What can Oni do? They're going to go score in the T1, but it's not going to be enough. The objective is taken. Komai still in the lead with 1:35 on the clock.
Yeah, 1 minute 35 to try to get back into this game. They're sitting at 212 to 309, so a good Hundo Burger could be the way to go about it. They might find the KO underneath 2X, but 2 KO streak there for Toast on that Decidueye there. You don't want to see that happen. We do have a Crustle being able to take him down there. Oh my gosh. Now we're going for the pad push, 409 to 212. 1 minute 15 on the clock there. Avalanche isn't out yet, but it is looking like our fate is sealed.
Yeah, that was a shame. Definitely a much better fight in the second game, as we do have more points raining in now by Komai Esports. A minute left on the clock. Too much of a mountain to climb. Not enough change on the field for Avalanche to come back into this, but definitely a much better showing in this second game than we saw in first.
Absolutely. Avalanche came here to play. They showed that they're able to take the lead early in the game, that they are a dominating force. The problem, I think, is Komai's comp here. They have so many late-game Pokemon that just shine with great scaling as well. Decidueye, Talonflame, plus the synergy between double tanks there. Umbreon and Slowbro, especially Umbreon into the Crustle, able to eat those shields up.
Yeah, I think the difficulty is that they just, and this is going to be a brilliant VOD for them to look back and really learn from. Again, it's that grouping up. You see it from Komai so effectively in this game. They swarm the opposition as soon as they have the opportunity, whereas Avalanche was doing a little bit too much to control most of this map. They were having to push a goal. They were having to defend goals whilst also taking a fight in a different lane. It was too much. There's only 5 players on your team, and you do need majority of them if they want to go and get that defense through. It is going to be the Thousand Island dressing here for Komai Esports for the first time in this league.
Yeah, the first time that we are seeing 1,000 points breached. Komai doing excellent work. Again, being able to play off of each other so well, being able to zone out for their targets that they know to do it, and Gatlu being an absolutely annoying creature on the map there. Oh my gosh, the headaches that they caused Avalanche.